Friends, welcome back to Astrology with Ninad. A very important transit is going to take place soon. The king of planets Sun, the Atma Karaka, the significator of soul and ego, will be transiting to its own sign of Leo, which is Simha Rashi. This important transit will take place on August 17, and Sun will stay in this sign till September 16. So finally, Sun will be in its own home, in its own kingdom. The king is finally back. Yes, the direct aspect of Saturn will be on the sign of Leo, but to balance the situation, we have Jupiter, Devguru Brihaspati, which will also be aspecting the sign of Leo, which will remedy the troublesome situation. And any planet placed in its own sign, in its own bhava, will naturally strengthen its own house and the significations associated with that. So it is great news for everyone that Sun is finally entering its own sign and own house. So my predictions are mainly based on your moon or ascendant sign per Vedic astrology. Moon sign predictions have an impact on the mind or emotions of a human being, while ascendant predictions have an impact on actual physical events in life. For some people, the moon sign predictions might be more relevant as compared to the ascendant predictions, while for some other people, the Lagna predictions, which are the ascendant predictions, might be more accurate than the moon sign predictions. My recommendation would be to watch the predictions from both your moon and ascendant sign, and over a period of time, such as months or even years, you will be able to figure out which is the most relevant sign for you. I have posted the timestamps in the description box below for your convenience, so you can click on the time that corresponds to your moon or rising sign and watch accordingly. So, without any delay, I'm going to discuss the impact of this important transit for all the signs of the zodiac, starting from Aries all the way up to Pisces. For my Aries Mesh Rasi friends, Sun will be transiting in your fifth house in its own sign Leo. Now, this is a very good placement because, first of all, Sun is good friends with the ruler of your sign Mars. Fifth house is also a Trikon Bhava. It is a trine house and known to be a very auspicious house. So, when Sun is placed in its own bhava, it will naturally amplify and improve the significations of the fifth house. So, your creativity levels will increase rapidly. If you are in a creative field such as arts and entertainment, or maybe you are a YouTuber, or you are doing something on your own which is very creative, then you can largely excel during this time period. You will think of new, creative, and innovative ideas to expand your business if you are running a business, or if you are doing any important projects. You will think outside the box and you will implement your ideas which can help to grab the attention of your colleagues, of your bosses, and get you the recognition and credit that you deserve. Also, fifth house is connected to your past investments. It could be speculative investments. So, if Sun is very well placed in your natal chart, in your birth chart, then you could benefit from some investments that you might have made in the past. This position is also good for education related matters. It can help you to really get focused on your studies, to think about higher education, and achieve your educational goals in a more focused way. Because Sun is a Karaka of education, just like Devguru Brihaspati. So naturally, you will be more inclined towards pursuing higher studies and doing well in your examinations. If you have any children, then they will start to respect you more. They will start to spend more time with you. And if there were any issues in the relationship, that can be resolved, but it will need compromise and work from both the parties, because we do have the aspect of Saturn from the 11th house on the 5th house. But the good news is that Jupiter is also aspecting the 5th house, which balances the situation to a great extent. From the 5th house, Sun will be directly aspecting the 11th house, which will fall on the enemy sign of Aquarius. And that is where Saturn is also placed, which is an enemy planet. So you need to be careful in a few areas concerning your friends, your social network, your image in society, people that you know, acquaintances, or just people that you connect with in your daily life. Try not to throw caution to the wind and just trust people you don't know that well, or a betrayal could happen. Instead, only trust very close people that you have known for a long time, and do not blindly take the advice of any random person, or that could get you in trouble. And also be careful of how you project yourself in society. If you are not careful, then your image could be negatively affected as well. Also, try not to get into unnecessary arguments or disputes with your elder siblings, or that could cause a strain in the relationship. And finally, your inflow of wealth from multiple sources can be affected. There could be a slight slowdown in that area, so try to save as much money as possible from any investments that you have made and that you are getting benefit from, or from your salary, or from your business activities. This month, try not to make new investments, especially risky financial investments, or chance of suffering financial losses could also be there. So be a bit careful with your money management. But overall, this transit of Sun will be very beneficial to you in the 5th house matters, and not as beneficial in the 11th house matters. So I hope this was helpful to you, and I wish you the best. For my Taurus Vrishabha Rashi friends, Sun will be transiting in your 4th house in its own sign Leo, which is Sinha Rashi. Now this is a decent placement because the 4th house is a Kendrastan, it is a center house and known to be auspicious. Also, any planet placed in its own sign, own house, is always very happy and comfortable. So, Sun's presence here can really help those students pursuing primary education, such as bachelor's or high school, to make excellent academic progress. But they will need to put in the hard work and effort, because the direct malefic aspect of Saturn is on the 4th house. Yes, Jupiter's aspect is also on the 4th house, which balances the situation, but still, those students will need to make studies their priority if they want to do well. And if they really focus, then they can achieve excellent grades in their examinations in the coming time. If your relationship with your mother was not on good terms, if you are not on the same page, then this is a key opening, because Sun is going to be in its own house, which will naturally strengthen the significations of that house and can help you to amend any bad feelings. It can help you to again talk to your mother and establish good relationship, because Sun is strong in its own house, and also the aspect of Jupiter can do wonders, because Jupiter and Sun are great friends. So any bitterness in the relationship can be resolved if you put in the effort. Some people might also think of decorating their house with brand new furniture and brand new luxury items, making it look just like a palace or a kingdom, because the sign of Leo is a royal sign which is ruled by the king of planets Sun. So naturally you will get the feeling of making your home very pleasant, beautiful, and just like a kingdom. From your fourth house, Sun will directly aspect your 10th house, which will fall on the enemy sign of Aquarius, where also Saturn is placed. So, this is a bit of a sensitive time for your career. Try not to suddenly change jobs, avoid giving new interviews, trying to not apply for any promotion or bonuses around this time, because it might not be in your favor. You need to have more patience, because this aspect of Sun on your 10th house can create added workload, increased pressure on you to perform at your job. But do not be dejected. Keep working hard, stay focused, avoid gossiping, engaging in any arguments with your bosses or co-workers. Keep working on your projects, on your tasks, on your duties, and everything will be fine. Avoid getting into unnecessary arguments with your father as well, or that could cause a misunderstanding or a strain in the relationship. So, overall, this transit of Sun can be good for you in the fourth house related matters, and not as favorable in the 10th house matters, especially connected to your job and profession. So be very careful when it comes to that. So I hope you found this useful, and I thank you for watching. Good luck. For my Gemini Mithun Rashi friends, Sun will be transiting in your third house in the sign of Leo, which is its own sign. So any planet placed in its own sign is very happy. So naturally, your communication related matters will be enhanced, whether it is oral communication, whether it is written communication, all types of communication area will be supported. Short distance journeys will be largely beneficial. If your relationship with your younger siblings was not on good terms, here is a key opening for you to amend any misunderstandings and resolve the distress and establish good relationship with your siblings once again. Third house is also the Parakram Sthan. So naturally, your self effort, your hard work will largely improve. You will become very brave and courageous during this time period, and you will go after your goals, desires, and ambitions. Because Sun in the third house can really help you to pursue your goals relentlessly, and with that will naturally come good success. Those people employed in the field of sales, advertising, marketing, real estate, politics, those who are in the government, industry, or even in any kind of administration role can benefit from this transit. From the third house, Sun will aspect your ninth house, which will fall on the enemy sign of Aquarius, and that's where Saturn is placed. So, avoid going on any long distance journey, vacation, or travels if possible. Or if you must go, then try to take a trusted person along with you. Try not to embark on any very long distance journeys, vacations when Sun is in the third house if possible. If you are a student pursuing higher education such as PhD or master's program, then you could encounter some hardships during this time period. You will need to really put in your 100% dedication, commitment, and be focused towards your studies, towards your research field or areas that you are pursuing your higher education in, because there will be quite a bit of pressure on the ninth house. So do not throw caution to the wind. if you have any important examinations, defense, or any thesis presentation, then make sure that you avoid distractions at all cost and really focus on your field of study, which will enable you to perform decently. Try not to consult any so-called advisors during this time period, because you could come across the wrong type of people who could give you incorrect advice, and that could cause problems for you in the future. So do not just trust anyone that you meet, and only trust people that you have known for a very long time. Also, do not rely solely on your luck factor and destiny this month, as it will be slightly weak. Instead, rely on your hard work, effort, parakram, on your courage, willpower, dedication, commitment, and focus. And that will enable you to be more successful than purely relying on your luck or destiny. Doing yoga, meditation, dhyan, pranayam will be very beneficial during this time period. And if you become more duty minded, become dharmic, then also you will get the blessings from the higher power, because the ninth house is naturally ruled by Jupiter in the Kal Purush ki Kundli, as it is the highest of the Dharma Trikon. So, becoming very duty minded, carrying out your duties in a righteous way, becoming religious, becoming spiritual, all these factors will be very positive for you. So overall, this transit can be good in certain areas, and in other areas you need to maintain some caution. I hope this helped you, and I wish you good luck. For my Cancer Karka Rashi friends, Sun will be transiting in your second house in its own sign Leo. Now this is a decent placement. First of all, Sun is good friends with the ruler of your sign Moon. Second house is also auspicious house, although it is a Maraka house. But still, it is a Dhana Sthan. It is the house of wealth, your bank balance. And Sun, being a good planet for you, will naturally try to increase your bank balance, wealth, and savings, and help you achieve good financial stability. Especially if you're employed as a doctor, lawyer, in the government or administration area, then you could get a salary hike, a bonus, a promotion, or a salary increment around this time. There might be some fun family reunions on the card. You might meet those family members you had not met for a long time, and you will be the center of attraction. Your communication skills will also vastly improve around this time. You will communicate in a more dominant and authoritative manner, as second house is connected to your oral communication. And everyone will find your personality to be very magnetic, charming, and royal type, because Sun is a royal planet, and so is the sign of Leo. From the second house, Sun will aspect your 8th house, which will fall on the enemy sign of Aquarius, where Saturn is also placed. So naturally, you have to be a bit careful when driving your vehicle, and do not speed and drive. Try to drive with caution, and also do not go on any long distance journeys, vacation by yourself. If you can take a good friend or a family member with you, it will be for your own benefit. Then try not to ignore any chronic health issues around this time, and make sure to get the appropriate consultation and treatment from the doctor if something was to still bother you, especially if it was chronic. If you engage yourself in yoga, meditation, spirituality, in any type of occult studies, it will help to channel the 8th house energies in a positive direction. Avoid making any risky financial investments around this time, giving out loans to strangers, taking out new loans, investing in the stock market, doing gambling, buying lottery, because those things will not be in your favor, as the 8th house will be strongly affected by the presence of Saturn, and the aspect of Sun on the 8th house is not going to be liked very much by Saturn, as they are both considered to be the great enemies in Vedic astrology. So instead, try to save your hard earned money in your bank, or only invest in long term investments such as interest bearing accounts. Basically, avoid any major financial risky activities, even if it is connected to your business. Try to play it as safe as possible so that you don't suffer any major losses. So, overall, this transit can be beneficial to you in some areas as compared to the others. I hope you make the best use of it, and I wish you all the best. Thank you for watching. For my Leo Simha Rashi friends, the Lord of your Lagna, the ruler of your ascendant, the first house, Sun, will be transiting in its own first house in the sign of Leo itself. This is excellent news, because when any planet is placed in its own sign, own house, and that too in the first, which is both a Kendra and a Trikona, which is both a center and a trine house, is considered to be auspicious of the highest order. So naturally, your personality will become very charming, magnetic, royal like. You will naturally be the center of attraction. You will stand out amongst the crowd. Your leadership skills will start to shine. Those who had dismissed you earlier, they will start to notice you and give you the attention, respect, and credit that you deserve. You will perform very well in your career. You will get a lot of appreciation, rewards for your hard work and effort, and people will come to you for your advice and good counsel. Your vitality will increase. You will feel more robust. Your energy levels will rise. You will become very dominant and authoritative during this time period. Your creative skills will be enhanced. Wealth flow will be increased. Your financial situation will improve. Your destiny will start to get stronger and will support you to a great extent. But Sun will directly aspect your 7th house, which will fall on the enemy sign of Aquarius, which is ruled by Shani Dev, which is Saturn. And as we all know, Sun and Saturn share a father and son relationship, but they still consider each other as great enemies. So Sun is very powerful in the first house. You know, it is the very start of something, and Sun rises in the first house and becomes very strong. But then Saturn is directly opposite in the 7th house, which is connected to the west, and it is Saturn's domain. So, what I'm trying to say is, you have to be a bit careful in your married life. If you're already married, try not to get into unnecessary arguments, disputes with your spouse, or that could create a lot of marital troubles. It could even cause a break or separation in the marriage or relationship, because Sun is a fiery planet. It is a fire element, and it is going to directly aspect your 7th house, and the sign of Aquarius is an air sign. So as we all know, air can help to spread the fire. So better to be caring, loyal, faithful, courteous, and respectful towards your spouse, so that the harmony and peace in your married life can be maintained. Because Saturn's placement in the 7th is not bad, it's actually good because that is its Mool Trikona. But the aspect of Sun can create problems. So you have to be a bit cautious in your interpersonal relationships. Avoid starting a new business this month if possible. If you're already running your business, do not take any risky financial decisions connected to your business activities, or you could suffer losses. Avoid getting into new business partnerships. If you're already in a business partnership, then provide cooperation to your business partner and try to be on the same page so that any misunderstandings can be avoided. Do not embark on any long distance journeys, travel, vacations by yourself, and it will be ideal if you can take someone along with you, such as a friend or a family member. If you are single and hoping to get married, this will not be a good time. You will need to have more patience and wait for Sun to transit to the next sign. So, to summarize, the upcoming transit of Sun will be good for you in many areas of your life as compared to some other areas where a bit of caution needs to be maintained. I hope you found this useful and I thank you for watching. For my Virgo Kanya Rashi friends, Sun will be transiting in your 12th house in its own sign Leo. Now, the 12th house is a Trikstan. Although Sun is a good planet for Virgo as it considers Mercury to be its friend, and also it is placed in its own sign, so it will try to give you some benefits. If you are thinking of relocating to a foreign country, maybe for higher studies, to start a business, or for a job opportunity, then this transit will be supportive for the most part. Long distance traveling, vacation, and journeys will be beneficial with proper planning, due diligence, and research. Expenses might be on the rise, but it might be for something that you desire or enjoy, such as traveling, going on vacations, going for shopping, spending on things that you want to. But your quality of sleep might be a bit affected. If Sun is very well placed in your natal chart, then the quality of sleep will improve. And if Sun is not well placed, then the quality of sleep could be affected and you could suffer from sleep disorders such as insomnia. So it largely depends on your natal chart and the positions and placements within. 12th house is connected to the Moksha Trikona because it is the highest of the Moksha Trikona. So naturally engaging yourself in charitable acts, helping out with social service organizations, doing social work, doing yoga, meditation, engaging or spending more time to pursue religious or spiritual activities will be largely beneficial. And especially doing yoga, meditation, pranayam, dhyan will help you to get or improve the quality of sleep if you are suffering from sleep disorders. So that can channel the 12th house energies in a positive way, because from the 6th house Saturn is directly aspecting the 12th house, but the aspect of Jupiter is also there, which helps the situation quite a bit. From the 12th house, Sun will aspect your 6th house, which will fall on Saturn, the great enemy planet, and on the enemy sign of Aquarius. So you have to be a bit careful when dealing with your colleagues at your workplace or your bosses. Try not to get into arguments or disputes that are not needed because it could create enemies for you. Hidden enemies could be a problem during this transit. So be very alert and attentive about the people in your surroundings because some of them might not be your well wishers. Try not to take any new loans around this time, or you might have a hard time repaying those in the future. Then you might experience some lethargy, laziness, and a lack of energy in your daily work routine. But if you push that aside and you get that motivation and you stay focused, then you can do good in your daily job. Also, you could suffer from health issues around this time. So try not to ignore any health issues, especially acute health issues, or that could become problematic for you. So make sure to get the right treatment, medication, and consultation from your doctor if any health issues were to bother you around this time. So overall, this transit of Sun can be good for you in some areas as compared to others. So just maintain some caution in the areas I warned you about. So I believe I covered this transit for my friends who are Virgo, and I wish you all the best. For my Libra Tula Rashi friends, Sun will be transiting in your 11th house in its own sign of Leo. Now, this is a good placement because any planet placed in its own sign is usually very happy and in its comfort zone. The 11th house is also the house of growth, the Upchaya Sthan. 11th house is connected to gains from multiple sources of income. So that can certainly fructify around this time. And it is also the Ichha Purti Sthan. So your long-term desires, wishes can slowly start getting fulfilled. But if you are running a malefic Mahadasha, then you will have to wait much longer and it will be restricted because even Saturn's direct aspect on your 11th house cannot be ignored. Then, if there were any issues in the relationship with your elder siblings, you have a good opportunity to get those resolved now. So, make an effort and see where it takes you. It is a good chance to expand your social network, make new friends, and you might meet some important people around this time as well because the 11th house is strongly activated. I believe Mars and Mercury is also in the 11th house. Jupiter is aspecting the 11th house, and so is Saturn. So it is very powerfully activated, and there is a lot of confluence going on in the 11th house. But with that, do not blindly trust anyone, as chance of betrayal can also be there, especially if you are running a malefic Mahadasha or Antardasha. So only trust those people who you know really well and who have been with you for a long time. From the 11th house, Sun will aspect your 5th house, which will fall on the great enemy planet Saturn and the enemy sign of Aquarius. So I will say, if you have any children and if there were any issues in the relationship, try to work those out as soon as possible. Do not keep lingering those, or it can become a snowball effect and there could be a lot of strain in the relationship. If you're in a romantic relationship, then try not to get into arguments or disputes with your partner, or that could cause a potential break in the relationship because Sun is a fiery planet and it is aspecting the sign of Aquarius, which is an enemy sign, and it is also an air sign, and air is known to spread fire. So try not to be too aggressive and keep your temper in check, and that will be good for you. If you're in the teaching profession, you could get some good benefits around this time. Your students will applaud your teaching skills and you could get a lot of respect for your teaching abilities. Try not to make any risky speculative financial investments around this time, or you could suffer financial losses if you are not careful. So, overall, this transit of Sun can be good for you in some ways as compared to others. So, I wish you all the best and take care. For my Scorpio Vrishchik Rashi friends, Sun will be transiting in your 10th house in its own sign Leo. Now, this is an excellent placement. First of all, Sun is good friends with the ruler of your sign Mars. Sun becomes Digbali in the 10th house as it gains directional strength. So it is one of the most auspicious placements for Sun. It is also a Upchaya Sthan and a Kendra Sthan. It is a house of growth and a center house. And Sun is finally placed in its own sign, which is Leo. So any planet placed in its own sign is usually very happy, content, and in great comfort. So the time is looking to be excellent for your job and profession and career related area. If you had not got the growth that you desired, slowly things will start to take a turn for the positive. You will start to really put in the effort and gain the recognition and achieve good success and growth in the coming time. With your focus, dedication, and commitment, you will finish projects in a timely manner. You will perform very well on your duties, which will help to impress your bosses and can possibly help you get a bonus, promotion, or a salary increment, especially if you are running a good Mahadasha and Antardasha. But if you are running the Mahadasha of Shani, which is Saturn, then there still could be some delays and hardships because Saturn is in the 4th house and directly aspecting your 10th house, which falls on the strong enemy sign Leo. But if you are running the Mahadasha of Mangal, which is Mars, Jupiter, Sun, Moon, then the time is looking to be really good for your career related area. Because even Jupiter's aspect is on the 10th house, which helps to alleviate the situation and reduce the malefic effect of Saturn. Your overall prestige, authority, respect, and recognition in society, at your workplace, in your family life will increase by the day. You will command attention wherever you go. Your personality will become dominant and your leadership skills will also start to shine. Those who had dismissed you will now come to you seeking advice and good counsel. If there were any issues in the relationship with your father, that can be resolved now as long as you put in the effort, because Saturn's aspect cannot be ignored. But now there is a key opening which can help you to amend any broken relationship with your father. From the 10th house, I forgot to mention, it will be a good time period to also apply for new job opportunities and give lots of interviews, because you could get a new job if you have been unemployed for a while. Then chance of getting a new job opportunity is there, so make the best use of it. From the 10th house, Sun will directly aspect your 4th house, which will fall on the great enemy planet Saturn as well as the enemy sign of Aquarius. Now, Sun is a fiery planet, and its aspect on the air sign of Aquarius can be problematic because air tends to spread fire rapidly. If your mother was suffering from any health issues, then make sure that she gets the proper treatment and there are no more delays or complications can happen. Try not to get into arguments or unnecessary disputes with your mother either, because that could cause a strain in the relationship. If you have been in touch with your childhood friends, then also make sure that you are on the same page and there are no misunderstandings, because chance of these things happening is quite high. because of the aspect of Sun on the fourth house and Saturn's presence there. And definitely Saturn won't enjoy that aspect because Jupiter is not aspecting the fourth house, it is only aspecting the 10th house. So there is no protection from Jupiter on the fourth house. Avoid making any real estate, property, or vehicle investments around this time, whether it is buying or selling of a new house, buying or selling of a vehicle, a brand new car. Try avoid doing that around this time, or you could suffer financial losses. Those students pursuing primary education, such as bachelor's or high school, will need to put in the extra effort to get any decent grades because the time is looking a bit tough for the primary education area. Your mental peace could be affected a bit as well, and there could be a bit of stress that you might feel. So, doing yoga, meditation, pranayam, dhyan will be largely beneficial to channel the fourth house energies in a positive direction. So, I hope you use this transit to your advantage, especially in your career area, and you could achieve a lot of good growth in this coming time in your job and profession. So I wish you all the best and take care. For my Sagittarius Dhanu Rashi friends, Sun will be transiting in your ninth house in its own sign Leo. Now this is very auspicious because Sun is Bhagyesh for you. It controls your destiny and luck factor. Ninth house is a trine house. It is a Trikon Bhava and known to be one of the most auspicious houses. Sun is also great friends with the ruler of your sign, Jupiter, Devguru Brihaspati. And also now Sun is placed in its own sign, where any planet placed in its own sign, own house, naturally is very comfortable and happy. So your destiny will start to support you more and your luck factor will also increase. But you cannot throw caution to the wind, as you must remember that Saturn is directly opposite in the third house and aspecting the ninth house, which falls on the great enemy sign Leo. But the situation is balanced due to Jupiter's aspect on the ninth house as well. So if you are running a good Mahadasha, say of Sun, Moon, Mars, Jupiter, then your destiny will definitely be stronger and your luck factor will also be quite powerful. Long distance journeys, vacation travels are certainly indicated in the coming time. And if you can take someone along with you, such as a friend or a family member, then it will be wise. Ninth house is also connected to higher education. So for those students pursuing PhD or master's program, the time is looking excellent to make good academic progress with your hard work and effort, because doing so will really help you to earn the respect from your professors and you will perform really well on any examinations that you might take. Ninth house is also the highest of the Dharma Trikona. So if you become more duty minded, become more dharmic, carry out your duty in a righteous, moral, and ethical way, it will be of extreme benefit to you because the ninth house is naturally ruled by Jupiter and the sign of Sagittarius in the Kal Purush Kundali. And now Jupiter is also aspecting it. So becoming more dharmic, more spiritual, more religious, embarking on a holy pilgrimage, visiting a temple, mosque, church, whichever religion you follow, will be very good for you to channel the ninth house energies in a positive direction. From the ninth house, Sun will directly aspect your third house, and that will fall on the strong enemy planet Saturn and the enemy sign of Aquarius. So be careful with your overall communication, whether it is written or oral communication. Make sure that you are not too aggressive. Try not to come across as too fiery, because some people can take it the wrong way and it can create misunderstandings and can become a problematic situation for you. So try to avoid that. Instead, be courteous, respectful, and try to play it a bit safe during this transit, especially connected to your communication. Try not to get into unnecessary arguments with your elder siblings or even younger siblings, because third house is connected to the siblings, and so that could cause a strain in the relationship. Avoid going on too many short distance traveling if you can, and try, if you're working a work from home job, then it will be ideal for you. And if you must travel a lot, then do not speed and drive your vehicle. Those people employed in the field of sales, advertising, marketing, real estate can perform well as long as they put in the hard work and effort and stay focused on their duties, tasks, and also be make sure to be very proactive when it comes to meeting your goals, objectives, desires, and ambitions, and do not back down from anything, because third house is the parakram sthan. So your bravery, your courage, your confidence can be affected to a certain extent. So try to keep up your motivation and do not let anything get you down. Have faith in yourself and in the higher power, and you will sail through this smoothly. So, overall, this transit of Sun can be good in many areas, and you have to maintain caution in some other areas, as I mentioned before. Thank you for watching. For my Capricorn Makar Rashi friends, Sun will be transiting in your 8th house in its own sign of Leo. Now, this is a good placement, especially for those people who are in a research oriented field or profession. You can largely excel in it around this time. You can make some good discoveries or even come out with some innovative ideas or innovations. 8th house is also connected to chronic health issues. So, if you were suffering from any chronic health issues, then there might be some relief on the cards. You might also get inclined towards spirituality, meditation, yoga, pranayam, and that will be beneficial because 8th house is naturally ruled by Scorpio in the Kalpurush Kundali, which indicates that you might develop stronger intuition around this time, which can help you make much better, informed, and wiser decisions for your life. Chance of getting sudden unexpected wealth can also be there from unexpected sources, such as from your spouse, in laws, from any past investments, insurance, inheritance that you had never expected. And that can happen especially if you are running a very good Mahadasha and Antardasha. But you must not forget that Saturn is directly aspecting the 8th house as well. So try to be very careful with your investments. Try not to make risky financial investments in, you know, like penny stocks, cryptocurrency, where chance of strong loss can be there, because 8th house is the house of sudden major losses as well. So if you are running a malefic Mahadasha, you could suffer major financial losses if you are not careful. Try not to speed and drive your vehicle around this time and drive with caution. Some long distance journeys can happen and you could embark on those around this time. From the 8th house, Sun will aspect your 2nd house, which will fall on the enemy planet Saturn and the enemy sign of Aquarius. So basically, second house is connected to your bank balance and savings. So try not to overspend and try to cut out any unnecessary expenses, and instead try to save your hard earned money as much as possible this month, because if you're not careful, it can deplete your bank balance and your savings could get affected in a negative way. Be a bit careful with your communication, especially oral communication. Try not to be too aggressive with people around you, or there could be misunderstandings. Because Sun is a fiery planet, it is of a fire element, and it is aspecting the sign of Aquarius, which is an air element sign, and air is known to spread fire. So, misunderstandings can happen if you are too aggressive or come across as too dominant to people. So, try to be a bit mild and try to be courteous, respectful, especially with your extended family members, and all should be fine. Also, be watchful of the food you eat, because eating too much spicy food can cause health issues. But overall, this transit of Sun can be beneficial to you in some areas as compared to the others, especially connected to the research and occult area. Even if you are in an investigation type of field, then it can be largely beneficial. So I hope this was useful to you, and I thank you for watching. Good luck. For my Aquarius Kumbha Rashi friends, Sun will be transiting in your 7th house in its own sign Leo. Now this is a good placement because 7th is a Kendrastan and Sun is now placed in its own sign. Any planet placed in its own house and own sign is going to be very comfortable and happy. So naturally, an improvement in your married life is seen. If there were a lot of struggles, disputes, and a lot of tension, now there is a good opening. It is a key chance for you to resolve any misunderstandings, work out any problems, and establish good relationship and good marital happiness with your spouse once again. For those single people hoping to get married, the time is supported now because the seventh lord is in the seventh house and the aspect of Jupiter is also on the seventh house. But you must not forget that Saturn is also directly aspecting the seventh house, which is a strong enemy aspect. But if you are running a very favorable Mahadasha, a supportive Mahadasha, a good Antardasha, then the chance of marriage is higher and can be auspicious as well. If you are running your own business and if things were not going as smooth, you were suffering from any losses, expenses, now there's a chance for you to recover from those losses, make good profits, and increase your revenues with the proper planning, due diligence, analysis, and research, and good business implementation. Try to avoid getting into business partnerships this month if possible. And if you're already in a business partnership, then for the most part, you will get more cooperation, support, and respect from your business partner regarding your mutual business ideas, goals, about your business expansion, business implementation, and business strategies. There might also be some long distance traveling, vacation, and journeys on the cards for you. From the seventh house, Sun will directly aspect your first house, which will fall on your own sign of Aquarius and on Saturn. So, this can create some possible health issues for you. So, try not to ignore any health issues if something was to bother you, and make sure to get the proper consultation, treatment, and medication at the right time. Do not throw caution to the wind when making any important decisions or making any major financial investments, because for the moon sign people, the Sadesati is also running. So refrain from making any major risky financial investments, whether it is connected to your business or to just pure speculative investments. Try to play it safe and instead save your hard earned money in a good stable investment such as the bank or any interest bearing accounts. Do not take any decision purely based on your luck factor or destiny. Instead, keep working hard, stay focused, and take decisions only based on your hard work, effort, determination, commitment, and your planning and research. So, overall, this transit of Sun can be good for you in certain areas, as I mentioned before, and in some other areas, you need to maintain more caution. Thank you for watching. For my Pisces Meen Rashi friends, Sun will be transiting in your 6th house in its own sign of Leo. Now, this is a good placement because 6th house is a Upchaya Sthan, a house of growth, and Sun is known to do very well when placed in this house, and it is also its own sign. Any planet placed in its own sign is happy and in its comfort zone. And to add to that, Sun is also good friends with the ruler of your sign, Jupiter. So, Sun's placement in the 6th house can help you to overcome your competition and rise on top. Your hidden enemies or any open enemies will be defeated, especially if you are running a favorable Mahadasha or Antardasha. It will be the best time for businessmen to think of clever ways on defeating their rivals and becoming a top leader in their field of business. If you had taken any loans in the past, then finally you might start to think of ways to repay those loans, and you might also think of taking new loans for any other thing that you wanted to. But still be a bit careful and cautious before taking any major new loans, and only do so if you know your natal chart and it supports the same. If you were suffering from any health issues in the past, especially acute health issues, then there could be a relief on the cards during this time. Your immunity will get stronger, you will feel more robust, and your vitality will increase. You will also perform very well in your daily work routine, which can help to impress your bosses and colleagues and can get you a bonus promotion or a salary increment at the workplace. From the 6th house, Sun will directly aspect your 12th house, which will fall on the enemy sign of Aquarius, where Saturn is placed. So, naturally, an increase in expenses is indicated. Whether the expenses will be in a good or negative direction will depend upon the placements of planets in your natal chart, the Mahadasha or Antardasha you are running. But to channel the energy in a more positive direction, doing some donations, charitable acts, helping out the poor, the needy will be very beneficial. Also, helping out with any social work or social service organization will help to channel the 12th house energies in a positive direction. Visiting temple, mosque, church, becoming more religious, more dharmic, becoming spiritual, connecting with the nature, connecting with the higher power, the Almighty, all these things will be very good for you. Try to curb your spending, try not to spend unnecessarily so that you can save your money and build up your bank balance. Your quality of sleep can get affected a bit, and you could suffer from sleep disorders such as insomnia. That is why I said doing yoga, meditation, pranayam, dhyan will be very beneficial to help you to come out of those sleep quality issues, and your quality of sleep can certainly improve if you do pranayam and yoga. It might not be a good time to embark on any long distance traveling, vacation, journeys, or even relocation to a foreign country around this time. If you can avoid it, it will be good. And if you have to embark on any long distance journeys, then try to take someone along with you, maybe a friend or a family member, and it will be a wise decision. If you have to invest your money in something, then try to invest in long term assets rather than short term, because focusing on short term might actually cause financial loss. But if you focus on long term investments, then it can give you a good return down the road. So, overall, this transit of Sun is very beneficial for my Pisces friends in many areas, and not so much in a few areas I mentioned before. So, I hope this was useful to you. I thank you for watching, and all the best. Thank you.